Hello, boys, and to have an issue with my connectivity a little earlier in the day. So I will go ahead. We're doing the 18 questions about music tag, and I'm going to go ahead and go back over the questions I already answered real quick, and hopefully we'll get you guys back in here and we can kind of chat about. First question number one was, which band or artist do you own the most albums by? And what band I own the most albums by is going to be him. Hey Ashley, how you doing? Doing a music tag, and I was having some issues with my internet, so yeah, it's fun. The second question, which what was the last song you listened to? The last song I listened to, I believe, was Hunger Strike by the band Temple of the Dog. It was while I'm at work. Let me fix my chat. Yep, I'm back. I'm going back over the questions real quick. Number three is, what's in your CD player right now? I have a 5 disc CD player that I don't listen to often enough, but I know I have Typo Negative, October Rust in the CD player. I have Jenna Torturer's 120 Days of Jenna Torture. I have a hymn CD, not sure which one. I have Bella Morte the Quiet, and I also have Combi Christ Everybody Hates You in my CD player right now. Number four was, what was the last show you attended? So show or concert, and I believe it was Aurelio Voltaire last year. Number five was, what was the greatest show you've been to? It's definitely Rammstein. It will always be Rammstein. I don't think I'll ever see a better live show, but for a non-obscure band, probably Rob Zombie. So question number six is the question we're on now. If you guys haven't been here with me before, you know that I love for you guys to interact with me and answer the questions along with me, especially if you're a fan of what we're talking about. So these are music related questions. So question number six is, what is the worst show or concert you've ever been to? What is the worst show you've ever been to? And my answer is a little weird. Like, the show itself was not ideal conditions, but I loved the show because it was at a very small venue here in Tampa. Um, it was called it's a venue that's still open, so it's the Brass Mug in Tampa. I went and saw the band Fear Factory. Now, the band was doing great, but unfortunately, the lead singer was ill at that concert, so he was not sounding his best. And honestly, I really felt for him. They still put on a great show. Um, he still tried his hardest, but his voice was just done. He was just really sick. So I felt really bad for the vocalist, but we got to hang out with the guys from the band. They were all really nice. So it wasn't necessarily a bad show, but there were a lot of complications. Another one I went to that was pretty bad. The band played great, but they had issues with the venue kept losing power. So I went to see Bella Morte. I can't remember the name of the club, but it was a tiny little club, and it felt almost like sitting in a basement of somebody's house for a show. So the venue was very personal and very cool. The band was awesome about it. They played about half their set. They lost power twice, and then they ended up playing a couple acoustic songs because of the issues with the power, but they didn't want to damage their equipment, which is understandable, and the guys were all super nice. So hi, Heather. How are you? We're doing a music tag. You're not late. I actually had an issue with my live. I did an unboxing live, and then we started doing this music tag. And I actually have a little bit of announcement that we're going to do after this tag that I'm going to be doing soon. I'm not going to do it in this video, but I am going to do it soon. I'll do an official video and I'll come up with how I want to do it. Hi, Big Boy Johnny. How are you today? Okay, so the next question, these are all music related questions for those of us just joining us. It is, what is the most musically involved you've ever been? I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know if I'm not a musician personally. I do listen to a lot of music. You can absolutely ask me a question, Johnny. Um, I'm not really musically talented. So I've always been the friend, the girlfriend, you played clarinet, clarinet when you were in grade school. I actually played violin when I was in school, but that's the farthest I ever got. I've never been a very musical person. So I guess the most musically involved that I was other than that would be like helping bands, friends' bands and stuff sell tickets for concerts, because I did have a lot of friends that were in bands. Like my middle school friends were in a really amazing metal band, and we had a lot. You play in a band and you do work at Disney, so you are surrounded by music, yes. Can you look up Yelpa school mural video? I can after I get done being live, Johnny. I will absolutely look that up. Um, Question number 8, what show are you looking forward to? Now, there's always good shows around, always good concerts. But currently, because I am going tomorrow to see this show, I am going to the Pegasus Lounge in Tampa and seeing Mr. Aurelio Voltaire. He is a very unique musician. It's very hard to describe his genre because he's in a league of his own. He is known as, yeah, dark cabaret. So I am going to see Mr. Aurelio Voltaire tomorrow. Breaking Benjamin plays soon, and you'd love to go see them. Nice. I have seen Breaking Benjamin once, and sadly, they got booed off the stage. It just, I guess they weren't right for the crowd. It was at a hymn show, and they didn't do so well, and they only played about half their set. Yeah. I didn't think they sounded bad. I guess just the crowd wasn't feeling it. So yeah, they didn't finish their set, which is quite sad. She went last year and said they were amazing. I'm sure they are amazing. I'm absolutely sure they are. And like I said, even when I saw them, there was nothing wrong with what they were playing. I guess the crowd just wasn't feeling it that night, and it did not go well. It was pretty sad for them. But the show I'm most looking forward to is because I'm going to see Aurelio Voltaire tomorrow. If you guys don't know who he is, if you've ever watched the YouTube series Gothic Homemaking, I'm not sure if any of you guys have. He is the person behind Gothic Homemaking, which is a really fun show. If you guys haven't checked that out, you should totally check it out. It's not a small YouTuber by any means. I've talked about him before, but he does a lot of like Gothic DIYs, which is right up my alley personally. So, but if also he did the have you guys watched the old Cartoon Network show, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? He did the song Brains for the show, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. He's also done a beautiful cover of the song Hallelujah. So that's the show I'm most looking forward to now. So the next question, number 9, I actually probably should have grabbed one. It is, what is your favorite band shirt? What is your favorite band shirt? My favorite band shirts are because they are, the artwork on them is beautiful, but they are always extremely controversial. My favorite band shirts are always Cradle of Filth shirts. My personal favorite that I own, it's let's just say it's a very offensive t-shirt. Like, I like it. It's got boobies on it. It's very they push the boundaries when it comes to them making their t-shirts. They are a black metal band, and they very much push the boundaries. A Guns N' Roses t-shirt, nice. I am back. I am back. I'm back. Hopefully I can stay back. You love Grateful Dead tees. Priscilla, this question is, what is your favorite band shirt? And my favorite band shirts are definitely made by the band Cradle of Filth. They're pretty offensive, but they definitely are cool shirts. I have a couple long sleeve ones that I absolutely love. They're beautiful gothic women. I like them. So question number 10, and like I said, you guys, this is only 18. So question number 10 is, what musician would you like to hang out with for a day? What musician would you like to hang out with for a day? I'm thinking. I have met several musicians, and some of them are really sweet people. Some really awesome people that I've met over time. Actually, Aurelio Voltaire is one that he's just super fun to hang out with. But if I could choose any musician, No More Tours t-shirt. Nice. Very nice. David Bowie, if he was alive. Heck yeah, girl. But he's not, so I'm going to choose someone that is still alive, and I would want to hang out with Till Lindemann from Rammstein. I think he'd be fun. Like, I've heard a lot of things about him, and I just think he'd be fun to hang out with. Probably one of the guys from Blink-182. That would probably be fun, too. Like, they would just be wild. It'd be like an episode of Jackass. Like, in real life, I think, if you hung out with one of the guys from Blink-182. Especially when they were still doing the like, pop punk, like, What's My Age Again kind of era, where they were, like, really at it. I think that'd be fun. So the next question, who is a musician or group you wish would make a comeback? Who is the musician or group you wish would make a comeback? Mine's super easy. We lost this band, what, 2 years ago? Actually, that I could have used that as my favorite band shirt. I have one. Let me get it here, guys, because I know it's here. But we lost this band, I want to say a year or two ago. And actually, the t shirt will tell me. But one band shirt I have that's just really special to me. And a lot of it's special because of the memories that I have with the girl that I used to go and see this band with. It is a hymn shirt. And they disbanded a couple years ago. It was their final tour. I got to go with a very good friend of mine to their one of their earlier, well, not really their earlier shows. I did see them on their first US tour. Kurt Cobain, yes. I did see them on their first US tour with this girl, and then we got to see, or I saw them on their first US tour. I'm sorry. Horror Pops makes great shirts, but yeah, I'd want to see him make a comeback. But you guys, Nirvana can't make a comeback, unfortunately. You can't hang out with Kurt. It's sad, but it's the truth. Have to be Queen for sure. Yeah, Freddie Mercury. See, if it was somebody that wasn't alive, as much as I love Kurt Cobain, I definitely think I would have to go with David Bowie, because David Bowie is like, he's my Goblin King. But yeah, I have this shirt that I love too. This is from the final hymn tour, and this one I can actually get to. So 1991 to 2017. So I definitely love this shirt and will treasure this shirt. This is the official tour shirt. There's dog hair on it because I have dogs, so don't judge me for that. Spice Girls should make a comeback. I won't judge you, but I'm going to giggle a little bit because I'm not a Spice Girls kind of girl. Yeah. So next question number 12. Who is the one band or artist you've never seen live but always wanted to? And this is another one. Like, if I could say David Bowie, it would definitely be David Bowie. But one band I've never seen live that I've always wanted to. It's a much older band, and definitely no longer in their prime, but I still love their music. I would absolutely love to see The Cure. And they do still tour. I really need to see them next time they tour. That way I don't miss the opportunity, because I've done that with bands before. But if I could see any band that I have not seen, I definitely want to see The Cure someday. The Cramps, Lux died shortly after you found out about them. Yeah. The Cramps would be a good one. I love the Cramps. But yeah, I'd have to see The Cure because I haven't. Got to go back to Blink. Heather, is Blink 182 your favorite band? Next question. Number 13. You're at Disney Springs, so you're a services body. I can understand that, Ashley. Name 4 or more flawless albums. This is a weird question, too. You just saw The Cure. I would think they're still pretty good. I saw Depeche Mode a few years ago, and David Gahan, I was so obsessed. Like, he did such a beautiful job. His voice is absolutely amazing live. Absolutely phenomenal. Like, I definitely, if you're a Depeche Mode fan, go see Depeche Mode, because they still put on a heck of a show. I know he's a little older, but yeah. So 4 or more flawless albums. If I try to think what I would deem as a flawless album, it would probably be an album that I can listen to start to finish. Like, I listen to every song. I don't skip tracks. I just listen to it. So, Razorblade Romance by him. October Rust from Typo Negative. I'm trying to think, you guys. You guys know I don't, like, pre-think up my answers to these questions. So Razorblade Romance by him, October Rust by Typo Negative. I'd have to put Jenna Tortures in there, and I'm trying to think of what would be my favorite album. Probably Sin City by the Jenna Torturers. And I'm gonna go old school and go classic rock, and I'm gonna say The Doors. That album, The Doors. Like, I love that album. So the Black Album, Appetite for Destruction, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band, and The Doors' first album. I totally agree on The Doors, and definitely the Black Album. The Black Album is a great album. Not really one of my favorites, but yeah, totally with you on The Doors. And Appetite for Destruction is a great album too. Yeah, The Doors, been a Jim Morrison fan since I was very, very young. That was one of my first like music loves. So the Doors are a big one for me. Taylor, what are your four flawless albums? Because I honestly, I'd like to check them out if they're not albums that I've heard before. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change one of those. As much as I love the Genitortures, I have to say Depeche Mode Black Celebration because that album's amazing start to finish. Your Whole Room with the Doors when you were 16. Yes, he was a genius poet and it's gone too soon. Another one. Pretty new pick, but the Haxon's Party Monster. What's the band name and what's the album name? I could pick so many more, but pretty new pick. But the Haxon's Party Monster. Yeah, I could pick so many more amazing albums, but those are some that come to mind. If the Okay, the Haxons is the band name. I'm gonna check them out because Taylor, I know you have some very similar musical tastes to mine. This is a hard question, you guys, and I don't think I can answer this. I really don't. It's number 14. How many concerts have you been to total? And the reason I can't answer this is because I've been to so many. If you guys don't know, I grew up in Michigan. I grew up very close to Detroit, and then I had a lot of friends. Vampire. Oh, it's a Misfits cover. Nice. I will definitely look that up because I do quite like the Misfits as well. Solo, you can put a number where there's no judgment here. I can't actually put a number because I'm going to say at least 500. It's ridiculous. Like that's legitimately I went to every concert of every band and then my friends would sell tickets to this place called Harpo's in Detroit and if they sold 100 tickets, they got to play. That's all they had to do was sell 100 tickets. So I went to a lot of concerts growing up. Since I've moved back to Florida, I've probably went to 20, 30 of them. I haven't went to as many in my older years, but it's not because I don't want to. It's just because the opportunities, I work a lot, so I don't always get to go. That's why I'm excited about going tomorrow. You've been to Warp Tour once. I've been to Warp Tour once as well. Imagine Dragons, Kelly Clarkson, and Daughtry. Because like the more I think about that question, you guys, the more like even more bands pop into my head. Like I went to this thing called the Common Ground Festival in Michigan and I saw the band Fuel, or like I sat and watched Our Lady Peace at that Common Ground Festival because it was right down the street from my house. So I bought tickets to Fuel, but Our Lady Peace, I didn't even buy tickets. I just watched it over the fence because I could see them. Ozfest. Yes, I loved Ozfest too. I only went to a couple, but the last one I went to was awesome, and that's where I found one of my bands that I really love that's current. I need to put on chapstick. And that's In This Moment because they were with Ozfest. I think that's what you meant, right, Priscilla? Ozfest? Because, autocorrect doesn't like some words, and apparently Ozzy is one of them. Next question, number 15. And this will be better for the people that have been to a lot of concerts. And it's who have you seen the most live? So what band have you seen the most live? And I'm going to go with a band that's not I love In This Moment. I have an In This Moment tattoo, Taylor. So the band I've seen the most live that's not a local band or like a friend's band, I've seen Cradle of Filth quite a few times. I've seen him quite a few times. I think it'd have to be one of the two of them. I've seen Bella Morte like I think 3 times. But it would have to be him or Cradle of Filth. Those are the bands that I have seen multiple times. Taylor, who have you seen the most live? And this is I don't know if you guys can even see it. Hold on. I'm going to show you my In This Moment tattoo. So this is my In This Moment tattoo. This is from the album The Promise. It says, I can't take what you're doing to me. And this is the logo from inside the CD sleeve. My Stitch shirt. Most of my tattoos are music related. Like I have the In This Moment tattoo. Right below that, I have my Rammstein tattoo. And my back is covered in him tattoos. I like their logo. Don't judge me. I find their logo to be very it's very representational of who I am as a person. It's the light and dark. You've seen Marilyn Manson 4 times or Rob Zombie 4 to 5 times. I think I've seen Zombie 3 times, but like Cradle of Filth and him, I've seen probably at least 10 times each. Like I used to see him every single year they played. Ooh, another one is the Torturers. I've seen the Torturers many, many times. Like I don't think it's as many. Well, no, it's probably as many. So those 3 bands, they're real up there, and I've probably seen each one of them probably close to 10 times. The next question, number 16. This is a fun one. It's what is your favorite movie soundtrack? And I have 2 that immediately come to mind without even thinking about it. But there's one that is absolutely classic, especially for a kind of goth genre. Hi, Tavy Smith. How are you? What is your favorite movie soundtrack? And this one's classic. It's absolutely classic, especially for the genre of music I listen to or tend to prefer. Top half of you is family tats and the bottom half is horror themed. Nice. I've showed you guys my Lamont configuration tattoo before, and I would really like to get a leg of horror tattoos. Like my entire leg. I started with the Lamont configuration of the La Merchade puzzle from Hellraiser, but I do plan on getting more horror tattoos. I do have a zombie chick as well. So my favorite movie soundtrack is going to be the Crow soundtrack, the soundtrack from the movie The Crow. That album is amazing, start to finish. Honorable mention to Resident Evil Apocalypse, but the crazy thing about that album is they didn't really play any of the music in the movie. It was just like, I almost feel like it was just like a based on soundtrack. Yeah, movie soundtrack, I have to give it to The Crow. The Crow is a phenomenal movie soundtrack. It really, really is. Don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about like original score, but House of a Thousand Corpses is a great one, and so is Beetlejuice. But The Crow will always, like, if I'm thinking of a soundtrack that is an absolutely amazing music soundtrack, and honestly, oh, there's one more honorable mention, but yeah, The Crow takes the cake every time. But another really good one is Queen of the Damned. I loved the Queen of the Damned soundtrack. I loved the work that Jonathan Davis from Korn actually did 4 of the songs there. He didn't sing them, but he wrote 4 of the songs on that album. So he also did the David Draymond song Forsaken and 2 other ones. I can't think of them right now off the top of my head, but he did 4 of the songs on that album, and he did a phenomenal job. It was like the first 4 songs were all written by Jonathan Davis from Korn. Not a big Korn fan, but I give him massive props for doing that, because the music that he made for that album was very out of Korn's wheelhouse, but it just showed the kind of talent that he actually has. You guys, I actually really like this highlight. Like, even on camera, even though I know I'm really white on camera, like, it is pretty. You don't see how glittery it is on camera, but it is like glowing. I'm super excited to get hypothermia now, because this is pretty. And this is the Jeffree Star Frozen Peach. Okay, 2 more questions, you guys. I'm kind of sad this tag's over because I love talking about music. So the next question, this is a funny one. And I'm not going to have the best answer to it, but I'm sure some people will. So number 17, what was your last musical phase before you wizened up? So everybody goes through phases with music, especially when you're younger. You listen to all sorts of random pop type stuff, but I really didn't, because I grew up in the 80s, so rock and metal was still a thing. But I'm curious what everybody else's answer is. So what is your last musical phase before you wizened up? Which I guess that means before you like really found yourself in music. Like, I know what type of music I like. I like a lot of different music, but I'm a rock and roll girl. So yeah. So what is the last musical phase before you wizened up? What kind of crap did you listen to when you were a kid, basically? But yeah, like I said, the crap I listened to when I was a kid was actually things like Poison and Warrant, and I don't think it's crap at all. So yeah, you're not sure if you've ever had one. You literally listen to everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with listening to every genre. I have a genre I prefer, but I do listen to other things. Yours was 98 Degrees. I love it. I never got into the boy band thing. I wasn't even big. Like, New Kids on the Block was mine, but like my boy band when I was a kid, but yeah, movie soundtracks, which I still kind of like, but I'm not. Yeah, I like music soundtracks too. Nightmare Before Christmas is a great one, and so is Sweeney Todd. Well, Tim Burton's like a genius, so technically Danny Elfman. Yeah, Tim Burton's a total genius, so definitely all about that phase. I don't think that's a phase to be ashamed of at all. Um, we're on the last question, you guys. So, what is your guilty pleasure that you hate to admit to liking? Again, this is music related, so we're going to go with music. What is your guilty pleasure that you hate to admit to liking? They didn't even sound too good. It was how too hot they was. Let me tell you, there are some bands that I listen to that I think some of the people in the band are pretty damn attractive. Cradle Filth was one of them when I first started listening to him. Like Danny Filth was like my dream. He's not so good looking now, but he was when they started. That was a long time ago, though. So, what is your guilty pleasure that you hate to admit liking? Nicholas Share, whatever was fun. I honestly, you guys, I couldn't tell you who any of those people are. I could not. I could probably name some of them because I'm a pop culture kind of person, but I wouldn't know who was who. I would have no idea. So the guilty pleasure that I listen to, and it's something my boyfriend listens to and has kind of gotten me stuck on, and I hear it so often that I do listen to it. Old country music, mainly because your grandma and you were so close. She liked it. Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, and Willie Nelson. See, I don't think that should be a guilty pleasure. I really don't. Taylor, if you think about it, Johnny Cash is old country, and Patsy Cline, and what do we call Johnny Cash? Johnny Cash is the Man in Black or the Gothic Cowboy. Like Johnny Cash has covered Nine Inch Nails, so definitely not guilty pleasure. Your guilty pleasure would be techno music. I like some techno music, and honestly, the music I listen to a lot of industrial, which is very similar to techno. It's like techno with words and a little darker. It's still very bass heavy, but it's not as it doesn't tend to be as repetitive as techno is. Always with the little fruit fly every time, every time. And they're not in my house the rest of the time. I wonder, it's got to be the lights. So the guilty pleasure music that I listen to is going to be Ryan Upchurch. And I'm sure, well, I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's on YouTube. He does like funny videos, but he did a rock and roll album. And honestly, it was pretty darn good. The songs are short. It seems funny to be rocking out to Typo than Dolly. It doesn't seem funny to me at all, but maybe it's because I'll do the same thing. And I'm all about some Typo negative. Like that's one of the bands that like if Pete still hadn't died, I definitely would have loved to have gone and seen. Your son showed him to you and you really like him. Yeah, I like Upchurch. I think he's got some talent and I think he can do a lot of different things. He has covered some grunge. He's covered Alice in Chains a couple times and he does a really good job at it. So he's actually got the voice to it. It's got a little bit of a country twang. I'd like to see him do maybe a Johnny Cash song because Cash was definitely different and he had that rock and roll attitude. So I think it'd be cool. Yeah, he's really interesting, you guys. He's what do they call his genre? His genre is hip hop technically. I believe that's what it's called. So it's like rap country, which I think is really weird, but for some reason when he doesn't, it doesn't bother me. I enjoy it when he does it. There's certain songs that I do like. He does actual country, he does rock, and then he does the hip hop stuff, which isn't my favorite, but there's a couple songs that I know kind of catch me. So that's the end of the tag, guys. I'm kind of sad. I liked doing a music tag. I need to find a couple more, but honestly, you guys, finding tags is not that easy. Like a lot of them stink. Like I'll read some of the questions and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. And the ones I go through, like I'm pretty picky about the ones that I actually do. Like, yeah, we did ride or die makeup products, and this is mainly a beauty channel, but the lives just aren't. Like I like to just connect with you guys and sit and chat with you guys. So I'm curious, who's everybody's favorite musician? Like alive or not, still making music or not? Like who is your all-time like favorite musician of all time? And actually I think Bowie is probably one of my favorite musicians of all time because what he did the year that he passed what he did with that final album was incredible. To release the video for Lazarus a few days before he died, it was pretty chilling. Like to like, oh my gosh, like seriously, the lyric for that is "Look up now, I'm in heaven," and it was disturbing that that came out just a few days before he died. It was intentional. It was a gift to his fans, and I think that's brilliant. And yes, I am with you on Morrissey. If you guys don't know who Morrissey is and you like kind of moody music, you will totally love him. Chester Bennington. Yes, Chester Bennington. I'm not a huge Linkin Park fan per se, but Chester Bennington was extremely, extremely talented. Matter of fact, did I say the song wrong? I could have. Chester Bennington did do one of those songs that Jonathan Davis wrote on the Queen of the Damned soundtrack. Gotta charge your phone. I'm sure you'll catch me back on. Thank you so much for joining us, Priscilla. I'm all about music, so sad music is definitely Morrissey definitely does make some sad music. And if you guys know who the Smiths is as well, I'm all for Morrissey. Priscilla, we'll see you soon, honey. What do you guys want to talk about? Do you guys want to stay on here for a little bit? I'm probably going to wrap it up in a little bit, but do you guys have any questions for me, especially pertaining to music, since this was a music kind of day? I'm very excited about this color pop. I'm like sitting here looking at you guys, and this packaging is like, seriously, this packaging's everything. I can't wait to get the other stuff I ordered. So I do have more coming in, and I'll do an in-depth actual video when I get the rest of that stuff in, and then these will be included as well. But yeah, oh, I found my perversion mascara. I know, they're amazing. Okay, what's my favorite foundation? You're looking for something different other than the Kat Von D. I have two. If you want to go high end, I like the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, but the shade I have to get is a little lighter than I should, which doesn't bother me being goth, because I need a pink undertone. Another foundation that I love, and you guys, I hear good and bad about this, but this guy here, the Hard Candy Glamouflage, you were part of the new ColourPop Sweet Talk. Yes, I did not get into that collection because I knew I was going to be getting a bunch of stuff from the villains, because Disney and Disney villains at that. But yeah, this is a favorite of mine, and it is very affordable. I want to say this is like $6. They don't have a big shade range. It stinks though. So fair warning, this does smell like paint, like some drugstore foundations do. But this is the Glamouflage. This one's the shade 1504. It's in the shade Buff 1504. That is my shade. I have 1505 as well, which also will match me. But this one is awesome. And then another great kind of drugstore option, I guess it's considered drugstore now, the ColourPop. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the shade Light 55C. This is the ColourPop Foundation Stick, which again is like $6. So these are definitely, these two I've been using a lot lately. But if you want to go high end, one of my favorites is the Urban Decay All Nighter because it is full coverage. You like the Kat Von D? It's so heavy, not really great for your everyday job. I can totally get it. I love the stick. The ColourPop stick, I like. The No Filter foundation, I decluttered. I did not like that at all. The stick foundation, if you're looking for something that's fairly light but has a very full coverage look, Taylor, I totally recommend that ColourPop No Filter foundation stick. This Hard Candy one, it is kind of heavy. And then actually, I just got another one recently. This isn't full coverage, but this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. Now, it hasn't been matte on me, but I do use an illuminating primer when I use this. This is another drugstore one, and this one wears beautifully all day, and this one actually doesn't settle into my lines much, which I do have a problem with because I have a very animated face, as you guys know, as I do right now. But this one's actually pretty doggone good. I don't know how matte it truly is. I need to do a wear test and keep it matte and not use an illuminating primer with it, because this stuff wears awesome. And I should say it wears off awesome. So you'll have to order soon. Plus you're so pale, it's hard to find a good shade. And I agree with that. I'm not only am I pale, I'm not the palest shade, but I am quite pale. I know I look even paler on camera. I am quite pale. Like I said, that's like maybe the third up on the hard candy foundation, maybe the third up on the ColourPop foundation. But I have a really hard time because I have no yellow at all in my skin. Anything I have that has yellow in it at all is just really bad on me. I have not tried the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. Heather, have you tried that? Is it good? Should I try it? It's a drugstore foundation, so I wouldn't mind finding it. And what kind of coverage does it have? Because I'm kind of a full coverage girl. Like if I'm gonna wear foundation, I'm gonna actually wear it. I don't wear foundation. I have no foundation on my face today, just a little bit of highlighter, some lip gloss, and then the eyeshadow that I put on this morning. But I like a full coverage foundation. You're wanting to hear about it first. Let me check because what's her last name? Darla Cape. No, not that's not Darla Capes. There is a woman on here that does a lot of foundation reviews, and I want to say it's Rod Squad Girl on Instagram. But I'll look and see if she did. And then there's another girl, Chrissy at the Makeup Community, does a lot of foundation reviews. You heard the Fenty's good, but it's always sold out at your local Sephora. The Fenty on me oxidizes yellow, sadly. I do kind of want to try the Morphe foundation. Should we try the Morphe foundation, you guys? I've heard good and bad. I'm not super sensitive to foundations and the ingredients in them. Like I said, the hard candy one is like probably not very good ingredients at all. But I really want to try the Morphe foundation. I like Morphe products a lot, and I have so many new products here. I can't find what I'm looking for. I have like a little box down here that's all new. See, I'm not scared to try a foundation and not like it. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to find a low-end foundation. I actually have here, this is the Morphe Fluidity, like, little sample card. And I need to find my shade because they have so many. This is level 1. These are their light shades. I don't know how well, yeah, you guys can't see it that well. But they go from very, very light, and then these ones are neutral, but I really need to try these out. And you know what, you guys, if I can find some more of these, I will. I'll see if I can't pick some up if I go to Morphe, because I do have a Morphe store not too far from me. I don't plan on making a trip there anytime soon, but I wouldn't mind making a trip there. Especially because I know they have the Thirsty palette in stock, and that's the only Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette that I need to complete my collection. Given he'll come out with more, but yeah, I'm wondering if I can't pick some of these up, maybe. Oh, I told you guys I have an announcement. I said I was going to do a giveaway here soon at 300 subscribers, and I have hit 300 subscribers. I'm waiting to see if it sticks, but as of right now, I do believe it's going to stick. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If I can find some of these, I have no problem sending them out to you guys. Like, if you just, like, maybe pay for the postage. I probably wouldn't even make you pay for the postage, in all honesty. It just depends on how money is that week. But if they have these in store, I'll pick a bunch up in the different shades and maybe see if I can't send them out. But yeah, I just hit 300. I was teetering between 290 and 300 for like 2 weeks. It would go up, it would go down. I could not hit 300. I hit 300 a couple days ago, and it's actually stuck so far. So I am going to do a giveaway here soon. I can't decide. I have a box of products that are products that I use for my giveaways. And I can't decide if I want to do like a big giveaway, because I do have a palette that I have no intentions. I don't think I'm going to use. I've had it for a little while. I got it a while back, and I have the Jaclyn Hill Vault, so I don't think I'm going to even open the Jaclyn Hill palette. So I don't know if should I give that away for 300 subscribers, or should I wait for 5? Because I have other palettes and stuff to give away. I can't decide with that one. Like, is it a big enough prize for 500 subscribers, or should I get something that's bigger than that for 500 subscribers? Because 500 subscribers is a pretty big milestone. Wait for 500 for that one. See, that's what I was thinking. I think that's a nice prize for 500 subscribers, because most of my little giveaways, it's really to give back to my subscribers and the people that are here for me now. But once I start getting a little bit bigger, I want to do bigger giveaways to actually grow my channel. Like I don't do them now. Well, it's nice if I get new subscribers for my giveaway, but I really don't do them to get new subscribers right now. I do them to reward the people that are here with me. So that's really helpful. I will wait for 500 to give that away, but I do have, it will have at least one palette, and I have shown you guys before. I've picked up little palettes here and there along the way, so I do give away palettes with my giveaways. So that's not a worry. But yeah, if I can find these, here, let me take it out of here and see if we can see it better maybe. Oh, it's 3 different little things. So these are the different, yeah, you can see it better. Some of these are really yellow toned though. I don't know. I definitely got to see if I can't figure out my shade. And if I figure out what my shade is, Heather, and I still have a bunch left, I will send some of these to you as well. But I'm going to look next time I go to Morphe. It'll probably be a little while before I go. But I will look next time I go to Morphe and see if they have these, because a lot of people are still interested in that foundation. I know some people have had like reactions, but like I said, I don't really care about the smell and stuff like that. I can handle that because that happens with a lot of drugstore foundations, so it doesn't bother me. But I am going to go ahead and jump off of here and clean up the mess that I've made doing the little unboxing earlier and put some of this stuff up. But I will see you guys on the next one. I don't know when the next live is going to be because my life has been so weird. Lately, it seems like every day I'm supposed to have off. I don't. I get called into work. So, yeah, there's that. But I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me, Heather, Taylor. We had a great time doing this music tag. So I will see you beauties on the next one. Mwah.